On my one.
3, hello?
Welcome back to Between the Lines. My name is Hallie Whistler.
My name is Alan Deutschendorf. Today we're going to be exploring the art highlights of 2022.
The top song of last year, according to Spotify, was As It Was, the single released for Harry Styles' new album, Harry's House. The song was streamed over 1.6 billion times.
That's right, Hallie. It also broke the record for the most streamed song within 24 hours of release, with 16.1 million streams.
Staying in the music realm, the top streamed album this year was Midnights by Taylor Swift.
According to Entertainment Weekly, with the first week of Midnight's release, Taylor Swift sold nearly 1.6 million albums across all formats.
Taylor Swift was also Spotify's top streamed artist this year. I would say it was a pretty good year for her, right, Alan?
That's right, Hallie. You know who else had a big year?
Who?
Tom Cruise earned $100 million for Top Gun Maverick, this year's fan favorite and highest grossing film.
Margot Robbie made $12.5 million this year for her role of Barbie in the upcoming live-action Barbie movie.
The cast and crew of Paramount Plus's Yellowstone also had a big year, as their show was the highest rated show of 2022.
Due to it only being available on Paramount Plus, the streaming service also was the second most popular service of this year.
We have more yearly stats to look at, but first let's look more into the soaps. I went to a rehearsal, and here's a bit about it.
I am the lead for props. I'm also a lead for stage crew. Soaps are student-directed one-act plays, so they're only about 10 to 15 minutes long, and we have 8 of them this year. So there are a lot of different plays, different directors, and different characters we have to work with. I wouldn't say that it's more work than a regular play, but there's so many different things that you have to do. You have to work with like all these different directors at one time.
Our show is called Bar Mitzvah Boy.
It's about two like younger kids at a bar mitzvah, and it's a very awkward dance. They have a lot of fun.
So soaps are student-directed one-act plays, and so the difference between that and like a regular show, they're a lot more bite-sized. They're typically between like 10 to 15 minutes per show, and they're all directed by students from our own Orange Light Productions. All the directors, we've been in the program for a long time, and we're now kind of like taking up the mantle, and we each get our own. We get to cast our own actors. We get to go through the auditioning process from the other side. We get to direct, we get to block, everything that comes with production, we get to perform. And it's a really cool opportunity that we get.
So there's a big learning curve. We're lucky to have such great actors that they just kind of know what they're doing. But it's interesting going from kind of being on the acting side or the tech side and going to the here's what needs to be done, we need to actually get things done. Yeah, it's an interesting experience being on the other side and seeing how things work.
Yeah, no, it's definitely the people we're working with. We've got some really great and talented actors, and just being able to watch them flourish on stage and improve their own abilities as we move our own acting or directing abilities as well is such a rewarding process on the directing side of things. It's super fun.
Come to the show on, I believe it's the 20th
and 21st. Yep.
Of this month.
January.
Yep.
2023.
So come to the show. It'll be fun. You're going to have a good time.
Bring your grandma.
The show right now is called The True Meaning of Halloween. It is about a couple whose favorite holiday is Halloween. Like, they're very passionate about it. And there's this kid who comes up to the house and knocks on the door, and he's not wearing a costume. So the guy goes up to the kid, and they start having a big argument about the meaning of Halloween. Soaps is very, I'd say, unique because it's very much student-oriented, which it makes sense like that. But it's more, I'd say you're able to connect more with the directors because they're on the same kind of level you are with this stuff. And it's very different than having like an adult director who is more keen to things and wants to, I'd say, be more of a perfectionist. But with soaps and having student directors, it's more laid back. Everyone gets to have an input more often, and it's a lot more fun. My favorite part about soaps is just being in it. I like acting. The first play I did was last semester in the fall, and it was a lot of fun. And I'm just looking forward to show week.
Thank you, Alan. That was wonderful. Personally, I can't wait for everyone to come see Soaps.
I can't wait to go. Speaking of theater, Funny Girl Broadway sold the most tickets out of any other Broadway show this year.
This year at the Emmys, Michael L. Jackson's Strange Loop won Best Musical.
The Rock and Roll Hall of Fame inducted Dolly Parton, Lionel Richie, Eminem, Duran Duran, along with many others.
So many talented people. The art world had an equally good year. Let's throw it over to Nick for some facts about the $195 million auction piece from this last year.
Thank you, Alan. This piece is called Shot Sage Blue, Maryland, and is by Andy Warhol. This piece was completed in 1964 and is signed by, and it is the most expensive 20th century piece of artwork to date. A man by the name of Larry Gagoson purchased this piece on May 10th. This piece appears to have been blurred effects and depicts the famous Marilyn Monroe. It is from a group of 5 paintings, all in different colors. On each canvas, her face slightly changes, and when all next to each other, her eyes appear to move. This is truly a masterpiece and is worth every penny to true art collectors. Back to you, Alan.
Thank you, Nick. This year, there was a major rise in the abstract art style and is deemed the style of the year.
On top of that, the most visited art museum of last year was the Louvre in Paris, France.
Of course, things were big in the reading and writing world this year as well.
Lessons in Chemistry by Bonnie Gramis was Barnes & Noble's book of the year.
And the most read book of the year, according to Goodreads, was It Ends With Us by Colleen Hoover.
On top of all this amazing art, the economy of the art world bounced back after the last 2 years of COVID.
I would say it was a pretty good year for the arts.
I would have to agree. Well, that's all we have for you today, Pioneers. I'm Hallie Whistler.
And I'm Alan Deutschendorf. Thank you for tuning in. Stay artsy, and have a great day.